I walked up the steps to the church and tapped the white-painted wood for luck before opening the front door. I passed the pews I'd sat on for so many years, past the altar I'd prayed before. I knocked on Brother Walker's office door. "Anna," he yelled. He sat at his desk, working on his sermon for tonight's revival. I remembered helping him with his sermons in this very office when I was a teenager, and how one summer day, when I was only 15, he closed this office door and kissed me. Then he pushed me to the floor, and I took a deep breath, trying not to again remember that awful day. Brother Walker hadn't changed in the last 5 years. Even though he was now over 70, he was still a tall man and towered over the desk. The rolled-up sleeves of his plaid shirt showed off large muscles. "Hello, Seffi," he said. "Interesting that you're here. Sid was on guard last night, right? Guess you can't trust a vampire who hates killing." I tried to say something, but the words gagged in my mind. It took all my willpower to keep myself standing in the doorway, to keep from fleeing this evil man. "Did you want something?" he asked impatiently. "If you're thinking about getting back at me, all I have to do is ring the bells and every monster around will rush to help me. Not that I need help dealing with someone like you." I glanced at the remote control for the church bells, which sat on his desk next to the draft of his sermon. The first time he'd let me activate the bells had been one of the best days of my life, even better than when he rescued me or baptized me. "It's revival," I whispered, angry that I again felt like a scared kid before him. "What?" "Today's the church revival. You always preached that any monster could come here on this day and seek forgiveness." Brother Walker stood up and stepped around the desk. I gripped the door jamb tight, trying not to run back out the front door of the church. He noticed this and laughed softly. "Yeah," he said, "that's true. But are you really seeking forgiveness? I think this is just you trying to trick me." He stepped closer. I felt so afraid that my eyes reached out to him before I could stop myself. But as before, I felt only a blank wall within him. The wall was a little fuzzier than I remember, as if I'd grown stronger. I could almost see into his secrets, but it still wasn't enough. Even after all he'd done in all these years, my powers couldn't reach into him like everyone else. "You told some cruel lies about me," he said. "Told people I'd done things." "They weren't lies," I snapped, desperate to remain calm. "Maybe, but I'll still give you a chance to redeem yourself. You be at that tent when we start the revival. If you confess that everything you accused me of was a lie, I won't have you killed." I nodded. Brother Walker turned back to his desk. "I have a sermon to finish. Get out." I walked slowly out of the church, forcing myself not to give him the pleasure of seeing me flee. But once I was outside, I ran as fast as I could.